42, which we're out here, and today we are going to be going over how I made $300 on this account and $1,300 on my other accounts, okay? This account right here you're looking at is an Express account on TopStep, and I had a payout on it probably a week ago, and I had a pretty big loss. It went exactly with my strategy. Not every trade you're going to take is going to win. And that's why I try to be completely honest when I come on this channel, right? And try to teach you guys this stuff and what I've learned over about a year and a half of being in the market now. All glory to God, man. God is the only reason I can do this. I talk about this in every single video I make, whether it's on my other channel or this channel, man. God is the best business partner. He is our father. You know, he's my business partner. So I cannot do this without him. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. Trading is hard. Trading is difficult. You know, and if you're coming on this channel and you're looking to learn and you want to get into it, retire your family, and have good momentum going into it, you can do it. Anything you set your mind to, man. You know, and at the end of the day, it's all about finding a strategy, having good risk management, and moving into it slowly. Okay, that's my best piece of advice I can give anyone watching this video is. Pray about everything, pray about it. And if God is leading you to trading, try it out, give it time, and work through it, man. It's a tough process. But hopefully this strategy I'm about to teach you is going to teach you a little, exactly pretty much what I do, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to do it. But this is how I've gotten multiple payouts. This is how I've gotten multiple funded accounts. And I really want to put this out in line here right now because I know there's going to be people that are watching this that think that you can go in and just make $1 million, and you can. 100% can. You can have one lucky trade and win as much as you want. The likelihood of that happening is slim. It's very slim. It's very slim to get a funded account and keep that funded account for more than a week. And that's why I try to be completely honest and tell you that your risk management, and that's why I told you guys to really, to give it to God and to read your Bible, because he teaches us that wealth builds slowly, okay? And that's something I really want you guys to understand, right? Is when we're looking at payouts and multiple accounts running, you're better to have 3 or 4 funded accounts, right? Which I'll get into that. But you're better to have 3 or 4 funded accounts on TopStep and make $500 trades each trade, or even $300 trades, which is what I did on one of them today. A $300 trades on 5 different accounts, 300 times 5, what's that? You know what I mean? You do the math, 5 times 3, $1,500, a day. You know what I'm saying? And that's if you did a $300 trade every single day. You're not going to do that. And I'm being 100% honest. You're going to have days where you lose. We all do. But at the end of the day, I can tell you that going in with 1 micro or 2 micros or 3 micros at first is going to be so beneficial for you compared to going on the NQ. Okay, and it's something I really wish I had taught about a long time ago. As we get more into trading, we learn more and more about each contract size, the wins, the losses, the stop losses, the risk management, everything that truly matters. But I'm telling you right now that 90% of trading is going to be your risk management style, okay? Because you are going to lose, and not every trade you take is going to be a good trade, okay? So don't listen to all these traders out here telling you all this BS. And if you want to win, I'm telling you right now that going into it with the mindset of I'm going to take 1 trade a day, right? I'm going to take 1 trade, and I'm going to go in with pretty much where's my account at? If you can risk $400, $500 in your account, do that. You're gonna go with 1 micro, 2 micros, whatever it might be. Put the $400, $500 stop loss. Try to do like a 1.5 ratio. So if you're going for like 400, try to go for like 600 to 800. You know what I'm saying? It could be up to 2x, right? Of your win ratio versus your loss ratio. That's my best piece of advice as far as that goes. That's what I do. I think that's what everyone should be doing. If it hits your stop loss, shut the laptop for the day and move on. And I'm telling you, it's hard for me too, but we have God. God will help us, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. God will help you through every single day. You'll have, win streaks. And if you're good enough, you'll get really, really good and start to learn the market and learn about where it's going. And you really have a good edge is what they call it, right? Where you have a good basis of where it's going. And if you don't go in with 1 full micro, or I should say mini, where your stop loss can be hit like that, and that's the thing. A lot of people are blowing account after account because they're not realizing you can use micros, right? Which is the MNQ, as you guys can see right here. Use the MNQ as my best advice. Don't go in there with 1 NQ unless you are completely skilled and you have a crazy amount of money in your account. Let's just say you have $10,000, $20,000 in your friggin', funded account, and you have that money to really risk, okay? So let's jump into the strategy. Pretty much what I've talked about a long time on this channel. I know I took a while off, and I'm trying to get back into it. I really am. I don't know, I got busy, life got busy, got a house, I'm building a fish tank, which if you guys want to see a fish tank build, I'm building a 55 gallon at first. Once I get the downstairs done in my house, I'm planning on doing probably like 125 gallon, but 55 gallons fast up for up here. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, comment down below, might make some kind of channel, all right? But besides the point, we're gonna get into pretty much what happened this morning, okay? So if you guys aren't new here, we trade the New York Open, okay? I have traded nights, I've talked about this in the past. It's beneficial for micros. Like if you really have a good setup, I've won many times at 6 p.m. session all the way to like 3 in the morning. You know, I've held trades all night before. Besides the point, I don't think you actually do that at first. You know, you have to get into trading and really understanding where the market's going. And again, you're not always going to understand the market's going to do what it wants to do. So understand that at first. The market is going to do what it wants to do. I just hope I am on the right side, okay? So we're looking at the 9:30 open right here, okay? So if you guys can see, we're on the 15-minute candle frame, time frame, I should say, on each candle, okay? So we are 9:30 right here. This is a big red candle, as you guys can see. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more. So what we do is we set the high of that 15-minute candle, we set the low of that 15-minute candle, and we are then basically just waiting for a 5-minute closure, okay? And days like today, I was not a big fan of today trading. I wasn't. I had a couple of evals account that I ran, and I that's where I went in with a little bit higher micros. You know, on my funded, only 1 micro. I don't mess with days where I don't have the ultimate amount of confidence, you know, knowing that it's, again, you can lose no matter what, but there's some days we have a lot more confidence, you know, into where the market's moving. It's moving crazy, and you just know, okay, this is where it's going to go, right? And there's some days where it's just not happening, okay? Today was that day for me, but besides the point, we still had a win, and a win is a win, okay? So we're looking at that point for a 5-minute closure, okay? And as you guys can see, I switched from the 15 to the 5-minute time frame, okay? What we're looking for right here is the closure, which as you guys can see, this candle closed underneath this low that we set in the 15-minute, right? And we have the 5-minute closure, and we're waiting basically 3 to 5 minutes into this next candle, okay? And as you guys can see, I was very hesitant because number one, it was kind of going green, red. I took the risk because again, I've been doing this for a long time. I could have lost this trade easily. Anyone can lose this trade easily. Again, don't listen to all the people out here telling you they win every trade. They're lying to you. I promise you, they're lying to you. You do not win every trade you take. Just being 100% honest, okay? So as you guys can see, started going up. I was in 1 micro and 4 micros on my other account. So at the end of the day, on the other accounts, and we're basically, we looked up. I'm looking at this like, all right, well, we might be heading back up to that higher high. I immediately would have gotten stopped out, but again, I had that 1 micro, meaning I put my stop loss pretty much up here. You know, it's like a $400 stop loss, and I was looking at down here. You know, this what was it, 677 range? I think it was. Yeah, it's about right here. I had a line. I think it was like right there. I got out basically right around this range. It was down here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where in both accounts, but it was like right here. And again, why did I make that trade, okay? I'm gonna go over pretty much the indicators of why I made this choice. Again, if you had went with basically one mini, which is the NQ rather than MNQ, you might have gotten stopped out right there immediately. You know, that's what I try to tell you guys. If you went in right here at the bottom at 36 and it went all the way up to, you know, 930, you would have been stomped out. Your account would have been blown. It would have been done. You know, that's what I try to tell you guys. Micros are the answer to me to long size probability, right? Or profitability, I meant to say. If you want to be fully profitable, again, we're looking at how can we be profitable long term without blowing account after account after account and spending every money you get from these prop firms, right? Why are we going in this with crazy mindsets of we're going to go in here with $5,000 wins every time? I used to be like that, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a lot of blown accounts. And at the end of the day, I'd rather run 3 to 5 accounts, right, that are consistently profitable, and I'm not blowing them, so I'm not blowing out every payout, right? And what I can tell you is that every payout you get, what I want you guys to do, right, this is what I've learned, this is what I felt from God, this is what I personally works for me, I guess, is I buy 1 more account every single time I get a payout. So if I get a $2,000, $3,000 payout, I'm gonna buy 1 account. On Top Step, I'm gonna run that up. If I lose, well, I'll wait a couple weeks, I'll buy another one, right? And that's it. We don't have to go crazy with the spending. I see people blowing their whole bank accounts on trading, and I'm telling you right now, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's not. You know, you can do this without spending thousands of dollars. I have spent thousands of dollars, and I'm being completely honest. I have done so many stupid things when it comes to trading, and this is your answer, okay? I'm telling you right now, do not go in there options trading and blowing all your thousands of dollars. Go on these accounts, you know, these prop firms, Top Step, My Fund of Futures. Again, I'm gonna try to get some affiliate links down in the description, how to work on that, so you guys can use those as well. Support me, support you, you know, it works out. But at the end of the day, this is it. And I'm gonna show you guys pretty much the other reasons why I made this choice, right? So, okay, we had that 5-minute closure. We were extremely bearish. This was the one thing I was hesitant on, right? So we were looking at the basically the midnight Asia session, right? We were very bullish, as you guys can see, right? And the one thing I don't like to do is, if we look at the big daily here, I don't like to go into a trade per se on like an opposite trend. So if it's, let's just say like on a day like this one, like this was on Friday, very, very bullish. I don't like to necessarily take bearish trades. Bearish means down, bullish means up, buys versus calls, right? I don't like to take those trades when it's going against the trend. As of these past 2 days, Friday and Monday, I have taken actually both of those trades and won. But I'm telling you, it takes a lot of just like knowledge before you even go into approaching that. And that's why I'm telling you, the only reason I won on Friday is because I had this whole daily set up. So basically, I like to see it attack a different day. So like, as you guys can see, right, this was Friday and this was on, I think it would have been Wednesday. We came up, we grabbed Wednesday's high of the day, and we immediately went dropping down. I went in for the puts at that 128 range. Literally, I went in for a put at 128 on Friday. I just didn't record it. But I ended up getting, it was $1,500 on each account, if I remember right, something like that. And I held it all the way to, I don't remember what number, again, that was Friday. But the same thing happened today, right? We were looking kind of bullish. We were looking kind of like we were going up. But because of the things we're looking at, right, the 5-minute closure was down. The market from pretty much 9:30 open was down, you know, so we're obviously seeing at that point from here on, we're heading down, you know, we're not adding up. Again, if there was a lot of momentum going up, down, I wouldn't even have traded really. I did love the fact that, you know, from this point, right, all the way from, where would it have been? It would have been from about, you know, 5 in the morning. We were pretty bearish. We headed all the way from, you know, 993 all the way down to, you know, the 877 line, it looks like. So again, today was just basically, again, bearish 5-minute candle, bearish somewhat on the daily. Again, we had the 5-minute closure. You guys can take your own risk. I am not, you know, what do you want to call that? Financial analysis, none of that. So don't listen to me if you guys don't want to. Again, I'm just a regular dude. You know what I mean? I'm just making these videos because I want to help you guys and I want to show you guys that you could do this with the Lord. And, you know, if anyone out here going through a hard time with trading, I want you to understand, and I want me to even understand this, right? Because it's tough, man. It's tough. You know, God has a plan for you. And I want you guys to know that every single one of you watching this video, God has a plan for you. And if you truly believe in your heart that you could do this and you pray for it, God will help you do it. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy because it's not. But, you know, God wants our success. He wants us to take care of our families, you know, and if you're going into this with not necessarily, I'm going to be a millionaire. If you're going into this with genuinely, I want to provide for my family, give it time. Give it a year, give it 2 years. I'm almost 2 years in now and profitability is really starting. You know, but at the end of the day, I can tell you that you're going to take time. Don't go into this thinking that you're going to just blow through accounts and make millions of dollars, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, just go into it with a demo account at first. That's my advice. Go into it with demo. My Fund of Futures is perfect for that, or, you know, whatever you want to use. Go into it with demo and take it slow. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I made some sense here. And just make sure to subscribe for me, man. It really does help these videos. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on this content. We're going to be making videos every single day. I also have another channel where, you know, we're very biblical. You know, I talk about, you know, everyday dating life, world, everything. You know, it's Alex Harry. You guys can look that up. You know, I'm very biblical, man. You know, and at the end of the day, we cannot do this without God. We cannot do anything without God, okay? So I encourage you guys to open this up, you know, and just start reading and read about, you know, success in the Bible. And there was a lot of successful people in here. A lot of successful people. King David, you know, and King Solomon, right? And you just trust God. Trust God in everything. And I'm telling myself that too because it's hard. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.